Yeah, for sure. I mean, expectations are expectations. Could care less, honestly. Felt like around that, right up until that Knicks game that I got hurt, we were in a good spot. Felt like we were in a good space. Felt like we had a really good chance to get to the playoffs. Obviously, I got hurt, and Miles' back thing came up, and there were some things that kind of derailed our season. So that's frustrating. But I feel like we established a good base and know where we need to be going into next year. And just I'm excited for the opportunity, and for the chance to get better. And you saw it when it was good, and you saw what we're capable of. So I'm really excited going into the next year to keep building on it, try to be healthy as long as I can, and improve this summer through multiple facets, and try to help lead this team to the playoffs.
To keep playing off that, what do you think are the most important things for guys to establish? What kind of foundation do you think is set for guys to say that?
Our offensive identity. We know who we are. We know where guys contribute. We know we can score the ball against anybody. Doesn't matter who we're playing. So offense is not a concern of ours at all. We know how fast we play, and that's not going to change as long as I'm leading the offense. We know we can do offensively. Defensively, we had spurts here and there where it looked okay. But a lot of times it was more about just outscoring people, and that's going to be important that we change that going into next year. Should be able to get stops, more when it's needed, and that starts with me, obviously being the leader on the offensive end and off the floor and stuff. I have to be able to hold people accountable defensively, and the only way that I'm allowed to do that is if I'm holding myself accountable. So I'm going to take a big step there, and that's going to help us, do a lot better things.
With that in mind, what's the balance like in the weight room and strength, considering you're a fast player, so you don't want to be slowed down at all, but is that an important part of your off season to get stronger and put on some weight maybe?
Yeah, the most important part. I think this week I'm gonna go on vacation this week. And then from there on, the weight room is gonna be the biggest thing. I'm gonna be in there every day. Probably 5 out of the 7 days a week. 4 or 5 days a week moving forward. I'm not going to if I do take time off from touching a basketball, I won't take time off from lifting. That'll be my first time ever doing that. We know me and Sean and our strength staff have talked a lot about it. Just adding strength is going to not only allow me to perform better, but, hopefully, be able to play in more games. I hate missing games, and obviously this year was frustrating with so many different things popping up here and there. I just want to be able to play in as many games as possible, and the strength aspect is the biggest part of it. So we have a pretty good plan on what we plan to do this summer, and I'm just excited to get after it.
You talk about this team establishing a base this year. How are you feeling about the direction of this team at the
I like where we're going. I feel like we got a lot of youth. We got guys that can contribute in different ways. I think we have cap room if there's a move that they want to make or anything like that. I think we've established that Miles is here long term with his contract extension. I'm obviously up for a contract extension this summer. So I feel comfortable with where we are, foundationally and as a base. I think everybody has a pretty good rhythm on where we are right now, and I'm just looking forward to next year. Whoever's here, whatever the case is, just excited to keep continuing to improve.
Have you thought about your extension yet, or what conversations have you had with the team?
Have I thought about it? Of course, I thought about it. Conversations. I guess I haven't had anything. When that time comes, that time will come. Yeah, I feel like off the ball, I'm a pretty elite defender in terms of navigating, pin downs and different things and being in the right spots. That's where the majority of my steals come from, is off the ball. And I think a lot of defense is like IQ and knowing where to be. And I feel like I'm in the right spots a lot of times. I got to become a better rebounder, especially guarding off the ball. A lot of times I'm guarding bigger guys like twos and threes that are hard crash guys. So just being able to find those guys and get down and rebound is going to be important. And then obviously, like at the point of attack, I feel like I'm in the right spot a lot of times. It's just a lot of times about getting, sometimes overpowered. There's just guys that are stronger than me, if I'm being honest. So just got to take a jump there. It's in a lot of different ways. I think that just comes from relationship equity with people, getting to know people better on and off the floor, tendencies on the court, obviously, but off the court, what they like to do, getting to know about their families, going out to dinner, all those different things are important. And this is kind of obviously one of my first times being the leader of an NBA team, so it's been fun. It's been really fun to get to know guys and get to build relationships every day. It's been a lot of fun.
Tyrese, one of the big emphasis coach over here from the front office is finding guys who love to compete, hate to lose, want to play. How much do you feel like you guys kind of set the tone for what you guys are about?
I think just foundationally, we're in the right spot. I think we got a lot of guys that want to play, as much as possible. I think Buddy obviously starts that guy doesn't miss games. I think he was forced to miss 2 games this year because he was sick. But we just got guys that want to play, and I think it's something that we are on as a full unit when guys are out, encouraging them, that we want to see them back, as soon as possible. And I think there's times where guys play through things for their teammates because it's important for them to be on the floor, and that means a lot. I think as a unit, and I think that starts with the guys at the top, Miles and myself, and I think when guys are playing through things, it just makes guys want to play harder and want to get back as fast as possible, to perform as many games as possible.
This team's always had trouble with waiting but Kevin was talking about how he thinks, especially with you, that might change a little bit. People see Miles have a career year, other guys have a career year. Are you feeling maybe like other guys outside having conversations with you about maybe what you guys do?
I do think it's possible. I think that we play, a system of basketball that is intriguing to people. So I think that helps. I wouldn't put it all on me. I know KP likes to give me a lot of credit, but I think there's a lot of different things that contribute to it, and I think that obviously in any small market, it's not easy to land free agents, but if people see winning basketball being played, they're gonna want to go there. I'm from Wisconsin, so I've seen it firsthand. Milwaukee always struggled to get free agents. Now people want to go play there. They get Joe Ingles, they get Jay Crowder, they get guys that can help contribute to them winning because they got a guy like Giannis and Drew Holiday and Chris Mills, and their foundation has been built the right way to where people want to go play winning basketball. So that's all it's about here is, if you can play a level of basketball that is winning, people are going to want to come and help contribute because they see that as a way for them to win as well.
Briefly change subject. Did you catch what Dallas did last night, deciding not to play anybody?
Yeah, for sure.
Well, what did you do?
You got to do what's best for your organization. So, I don't have much to say. That's on them as an organization. They make those decisions. I don't think any of us are in their rooms to know what's going on or what people are going through or anything like that. So, you got to do what you got to do as an organization. So,
What impressed you about how these guys operate? Kind of throwing this
Yeah, I think it's important that guys are getting experience that they wouldn't have otherwise sometimes. That was a big part of my growth as a rookie. Towards the end of my rookie season, I was playing full-time point for the most part with Fox out. And that really has played a big part in where I am today, being able to get that experience and play against different guys. And even in my second year, when around Christmas time, when guys were out with COVID, I was kind of forced to play like 40 minutes a game, and it was so fun, because you get that experience that you wouldn't have otherwise. So it's important to play against different guys. I didn't play against Milwaukee one time this year, Drew Nembhard was getting experience playing against the best defender in the league in Drew Holiday, and I think that helped. I think that helped him. So I think there's a lot of different ways that guys have grown, being asked to do different things. Ben, obviously, you guys know he can score the ball, but it's different when he's on the floor with other guys, and he's on like second or the second best defender, third best defender is guarding him. Now it's like, no, the first defender is guarding you at all times. And having learned how to score in those ways too. Quentin Grimes guarded him last night. Some different games. There's Drew Holiday has guarded him as well. So it's just different. It's just different for guys, and that experience is needed. Kind of baptism by fire, if you call it that.
Ben walked out, you walked in, and it just struck me how different your personalities are. So I'm curious how you've developed a relationship over the course of the year and how you can look into the future and see that as a kind of a backcourt combination for the future.
Yeah, it's definitely a yin and yang for sure. Very different in the way that we approach things. And I'm just more of a loud, boisterous person. I talk a lot. He doesn't say much. But I think that's good and that's important to have. I think a mix of personalities is always going to be there when you're in a locker room with 15 guys or however many guys there are. And I'm more of a person who leads with my voice, and that's how I will always lead. Being able to talk and also do it with what I do on the floor, but a lot of it is by my communication and the relationships that I have with people. And Ben is obviously more of a guy who's doing it. He just does it. He leads by example more so than with his communication. And that's going to be important for him moving forward, obviously being a rookie, but, he's going to keep continuing progressing in this league and be here for a long time. So as he's looked at as more of a leader moving forward, it's going to be important that, he gains equity in his relationships as well to be able to talk to guys. Because when a guy like Ben does say something, you listen because he doesn't say much. You know what I mean? And so I think that's important.
Tyrese, what will be important for this group going from kind of blank slate to managing expectations next year?
Yeah, I think talked about it a little bit. Like I think last year we won 20 something games. This year won 30. Like what? I don't know the exact jump. I want to say like 25 to 35. That's probably not. That's right. Yeah, that's not that hard. You know what I mean? And especially when expectations aren't there, you could surprise some people here and there. The hard jump is now going to be going from you want to go from 35 to 50 or whatever it is. That's where it gets hard because now you got games that you got to close games the right way. There's always a certain amount of games every NBA season where you're like, damn, if we were just better in this 3-minute spurt, we would have won the game. And you kind of got to avoid that happening as much as possible. And taking that jump is not going to be easy. But guys have to prepare the right way and mentally be the approach it the right way. And listen, expectations externally mean nothing. They shouldn't mean anything to anybody because, these are like giving expectations by media members or anything like that. You can't control what people have to say about you. Like we had expectations coming into the year. We knew that if people were here, we had a chance to be in the playoffs. I think most media people had us close to dead last in the league, dead last in the East. And before, we battled so many injuries, it felt like we had a chance to be in the playoffs. So that's the big thing is just, we set our expectations as a group. We know what we want to do. Next year we want to be in the playoffs. We're not going to shortchange that at all. That we know that's what we want to do. So that's 100% the goal going into next year. And if guys are listening to external things rather than that, then that's their problem.
Your three-point shot, big moments, and clutch moments, which you had mastered kind of in December. Rick highlighted kind of your off-season work, footwork, shooting with Drew and such. How would you kind of just describe what you were able to accomplish that summer leading into this, and then now maybe how you want to add on to that, I assume, again?
Yeah, for sure. It's very important. Me and Drew have been able to grow a great relationship that's very authentic and very real, and he holds me accountable like no other, and that's what I really appreciate about him. And me and him are just going to continue to grow that relationship, keep working every summer. This summer is going to be important for me taking another jump. I don't see myself being complacent or not wanting to get better in a lot of different avenues. And he comes here throughout the season. We talk. He sees me on the road a lot. We talk on FaceTime or phone calls, very regularly. So I hear what he wants me to do better, and it's my job to do that. So I just appreciate him for what he does for me, and looking forward to every summer just keep working. And as NBA players, it's hard to be complacent. You just how do you not want to grow every year? Going to Mexico this week. Then I'm going to come back here for a couple weeks, then go to the Bahamas with Buddy for a little bit. Yeah.
All good?
Perfect.
Take lots of videos of the Bahamas.
Oh.